Doing
Great. It
great,
seems
MT.
like, okay, so how do we stand as far
Another
as delay
beautiful
is
day
concerned?
here.
What do you see on the clock? Count the clock. 15, 16,
Uh,
count it. Count the
20,
seconds.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27,
Okay,
28,
all right, so we're
29,
good. We're good.
30.
We're about 1 second delay. 1 second delay,
Nice.
Kevin, which is great.
It's awesome.
How's the
Awesome.
family? How's the family, bro?
Thank you.
Doing
Oh, they're
good?
great.
How
They're
old are
great,
you,
MT.
Kevin?
They're great.
How old are you?
Everybody's doing good. I'm 24. 24 years young.
You're 24 years old. Already a master trader. How does that feel?
Feels great, MT, especially whenever you see these moves and these pips. I mean, it's so much easier since we're in this room, just knowing, what we can see. It's still crazy to me, MT.
How long is it you?
I just try to flow with the market, but I mean,
How long is it you're in the room?
uh, it'll be, I believe, 2 years in January.
Okay. And when did you crack the code? When do you feel I got this now? How long did it take you?
Um, um, I'm not sure because it hasn't been the fact that I don't understand or I don't know what to do, kind of just like everybody else, but it's the fact that, sometimes you don't trust, what you know. And just like EU, I mean, if you want to still go up, but that 1 hour is there on the head, you're not supposed to go up. But if you do that, then you lose.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the fact whenever I just start to just
Right.
understand and take my time. um, I'm taking less trades now. I've only taken one trade today, and that's the EU, and that's the
Oh,
only
and
trade I've taken
which one was
today.
that?
And just being
EU.
patient.
Okay.
I took the
For
EU down. Yeah, I took it
for how
down
many
at the
pips?
same time when 30 pips.
30 pips.
I took it down for 30
So you're
MT.
good for like 6 days,
Yeah.
according to that 5 pips a day to become a millionaire. You could take it. You could take the whole week off. That is
Take the week
beautiful,
off. Oh
Kevin.
yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
Yeah, MT.
yeah,
Whenever I seen
at
it.
the end of the day, it's all about.
Oh, sorry.
Go on, go on. No, go on.
Uh, it's just MT. Whenever the same trade that you took. I mean, I don't know the price that you took it. I took it at 15 on the EU, but whenever I seen that super yellow, it was super pink
Oh,
whenever it first came in, and that yellow on the 15 was there. Let me see if I can. I don't have the controls into.
oh, hold on.
Could I have the controls into? Okay. Okay. Nice. So where do I go to now? Where's the boxes? There we go. So it was about right here. Whenever I seen it up here, uh, it was a super pink that popped up, and the 4 hour was not there yet. So whenever I came down and I wrote it to, it broke through this 15, and we got to here. That's when the 4 hour was coming in, and I could see that. So I held my trade. This 15-minute came in, and I had my 4 hour signal that was on the head. And thank you so much, BR. And it helps me so much now is because that I knew I had this 4 hour on the head, and I got it in it above this orange line on the 15. So I knew it wasn't going to break this 15 with this super. So I held my trade. And when it came back up to here, I could have took another trade. I did not. But I kept holding my trade, and I got out down here whenever it touched this yellow band because I knew, and it has this 1 hour band flip up right here, which let me know that's a new low. So it's gonna need some type of retracement before it goes there. And this 15-minute band, to me, is a little bit far. So I'd rather not let my trade go all the way back up to here to this 15-minute band because that's like 20 pips. I'd rather keep those in the bag and So that's how that move went. And then this 8 hour and this daily right here helped me keep it in even more. Just letting me know that I have these, which is probably going to this 4 hour band. But like I said, this 15-minute right here, this 30-minute right here, and they have flat bands. So I'm knowing it's gonna go up. We have blues on the 5 minute. It's giving me every indication of, some type of retracement. And where do I think it's gonna go? Back up to this orange band, and I'll take it again. I don't see that 4 hour leaving. Sorry about rambling a
So
little bit there too.
Kevin, do you feel, well, that's what I want you to do. Okay, I'll come up with some points, and then you could ramble on, because it's you're being interviewed, not me. Okay, so would
Nice.
you say that this golden ticket, with this golden ticket, did this help you out a little more, and have you focus a little more on what it is you need to trade? Because I've noticed everything you just spoke about is the number one. You've done a perfect,
Golden
almost
ticket.
perfect number one, meaning your entry, yeah, right? So this golden ticket, Kevin, is it helping you? How can you maybe share the
It's
importance of trading this golden ticket with some of the newbies in the class?
okay. Yeah, MT, the golden ticket is beautiful. I mean, before I've been asked what strategy I use or the different types of trades I take, but I always feel like they're all generally the same, because a 5 minute comes, a 15-minute comes. Now we got a 30-minute. And if we have a 1 hour and a 4 hour, we're riding it longer. So what the golden ticket does is it ensures you when the move is not there yet, that you still have a move. And it it kind of destroys the cloudy moments. I mean, whenever you're unsure, look at the golden ticket. If it's not on the golden ticket, it's not a trade for you. And and it can even be the beginning of a golden ticket. So I feel like sometimes it starts off at 3, and then you can see that, oh, it was a 2 also, and then the 1 comes in, and that 1 and 4 hour comes in with you. But you initially bounced off of an orange line on the maybe the top of the 15 or something like that. And the golden ticket just, it just brings you light of that. It just honestly just lets you know, like, man, oh, is that a 5? Is that a 15? Okay, let me look at the 1 hour. Do I have an active 1 hour against me? I'm not taking that, you know. And the golden ticket lets you know that. Is there an active 4 hour against me? Oh, I'm not taking that 15 and that 5. I'm gonna let it retrace to this orange line since I have these signals, and boom, I'm gonna bang the table. And that's exactly what the golden ticket tells us, because you can't trade against a 1 and 4 hour active, and we have an active 4 hour right over here on this EU. Sorry, I'm talking about the EU, but the EU has been a fire pair for me these last 2 days. So we have this 4 hour and it's active, so we're not taking this. I mean, you can. Some people can, some people will, but to be safe, why would you? Because I took the trade up there somewhere and it's not even on the screen anymore. So it has to push all that back to get up to that point, and that's where it's trying to go. And it's not going to go there. So with these beautiful signals, we look for this orange line. And once it touches that orange line, you bang the table. Because I always look at little reds. These little reds, like I said in my other video, I look at them as, what is it called? They're helping, they're encouraging. That's what I call it. They're encouraging. So this little red on this 30-minute is encouraging this super pink right here to get where? To this orange line. And once it gets there, guess what's going to come back and play? This 1 hour and this active 4 hour that we have right here. That's so lovely. And this 8 hour, that's active. And this daily, that's active. So with all these active signals, there ain't no going up for me. I mean, you could play this bounce right here. You can take that as a bounce. Some people did. BR probably scored. But that doesn't mean anything, because the main goal for right now is to get down to this orange line on the 4 hour. And if these ups start to go and they continue going for 30 pips, 40 pips, that's cool. I don't care. because what I have learned is, and MT, thank you for saying this since the beginning. I've been in the room, I've just not listened, but it's better to lose this one trade, knowing better to go against this 1 to 4 hour signal than you to win this trade, because you'll do it every day after that. So we're not taking this. We're not taking this. But we're looking to go back with this 1 and 4 hours back to the ticket. And guess what it's going to be whenever you take the next trade again? Jazz calls these 1 and 4 hours trend makers. So guess what? It'll be a number 2. You're bouncing off the orange lines, going with the trend. That's what it'll be whenever that trade pops back off again. Heck yeah, PP, man.
Right.
Dude,
All right.
awesome to have you back, man. I know I probably
Kevin,
typed you a couple times, but I missed you, but awesome. Yes, sir, MT.
Yeah, really nice to have PP back. All right, so Kevin, we're not approaching, but we are in the happy hour, right? How do you set yourself up when you're right now here at 10:45? What is it you're looking for? Do you completely stay away from happy hour, or do you look for a certain setup in the happy hour? What do you think about happy hour? Is it a great time to look for a trade, or maybe something you stay away from? Please.
I don't necessarily stay away from happy hour, but I will tell you this last 45 minutes that we've been through, that time, if you're not already in a trade from the top, then that's not a good moment for you to be in. To be looking for a trade, because that's when it's very slow and it just ranges up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. And you can lose plenty of pips. But as far as happy hour is concerned, I love happy hour. That's whenever you start to look for it to be bouncing off of orange roads, bouncing off of BB bands. And when you have that setup, I'm looking to ride those trades. Potentially the max that I can get from them. Uh-oh. But yeah, you just can't trade everything on happy hour. You have to just, kind of focus up. It's not because the moves come hard and fast. Once say this EU and this GU takes off down, it's not going to be a slow move at all. It's going to be a fast move. And we're getting some correlation here. We got this bouncing, this bouncing, this bouncing. And they're all coming off of the 15s. So that would look nice for me on a happy hour trade. But also, whenever you're trading happy hour, it's not always going to be reversals. It's not going to always be the same. I would just stick to going with these 1 to 4 hours, these active candles, even throughout happy hour, and that'll keep you from getting into the bad trades. So say you would have took this GU or EU up, and then boom, happy hour kicks in, and it's happy hour, so the moves are going to come fast. And boom, just like that, you're out of these trades. You're negative. I mean, Lord forbid that you tried to get in up here. Oh man, if you tried to get in up here, you're wrong. But that's even worse. The happy hour moves aren't playing. They're gonna go fast. Those are usually like 20 pip moves whenever they take off, in that one direction. So that's probably why happy hour is such a big thing, because the moves move and they're not gonna slow down. So happy hour comes, I would look for active arrows on the long-term periods. And if you're not going with those active arrows from the low or from the high, just don't trade happy hour. Leave it to the happy hour killers, I guess, because, man, happy hour, it moves viciously. Yes, Anissa, exactly, Anissa.
All
That's
right.
crazy, man. Happy hour is not going to play with you.
Okay, so
These are nice.
happy hour is something to
playing out. Something to be
All right, so
cautious
some of
about, huh,
us,
MT?
Kevin,
That's
what you're
pretty much
saying
how
is
I
some of
see it. Just
us,
be cautious.
well, like if some of you did take this up, you had permission, like BR would always say. And the only reason why is because of the trend, because you had a strong trend. Everything is basically telling you here on the hour and the 4 hour that things are going up. Then you got 8 hours also confirming. So it's not that bad of a trade when you're looking at this going up. What was terrible about a trade of going if the trends were down and you were trying to go against the trend, that would have been maybe more
Right.
I'd say dangerous. Okay, but yes, you see, it's your
Definitely.
style, Kevin. Okay, everything you said makes so much sense. Okay, because it reminds me of something that I'm going to share with everyone. Okay, give me a second if you don't mind me. Uh, in fact, keep on speaking of the trades because I need to find something because you said something before that makes a lot of sense as far as taking trades that are too risky and then getting a habit, okay, getting addicted to these trades
Right.
that gave you some rewards here and there, and then you're only focusing on this type of stuff. And there was a I remember again from the
Right.
book Trading in the Zone, there was a study made on monkeys. Have you read the book? Have you read the book
Right. I'm
Trading in
I'm
the
I'm
Zone?
reading it also right now too. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, it's an incredible book. You have to read this book because let me try and find this thing that I want to share with everyone that explains exactly what it is you were trying to say. And it's called Addiction
And
to
now,
Random Rewards.
yeah, that sounds about right too. Well, now if you're looking to
Yeah.
take that UC
Well,
down, it
look what it
looks pretty good
says.
now.
Look.
You have a 1 hour. It's been ranging. Okay, go ahead, MT.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying that if you were looking for that down on UC, it would be good now. But this right here, look at this right here. Exactly the way we thought about it. Right off the top of the BB bands, right off the top, that's the orange line. It needs that. It needs this orange line. Now, once it breaks this 15-minute purple band, I'm gonna need everybody to drop down and give GU and EU 10 push-ups. That's just how it goes. Oh man, look at that. That's beautiful. Oh man. And just like that, you could say, I mean, UC today for me was not even tradable at all. Um, there's just way too many wicks right here for me. Um, and another thing also that everybody must do is honestly find out like what type of trader you want to be and what type of trader you are, and that's the only way you should study. Um, for example, if you're trying to take 5 pips, those are going to be the only moves you can see if that's the only way you study. You're not going to be able to stay into the longer moves. You're not going to be able to stay. You're going to get scared. Anxiety's going to kick in. That's how you're going to trade 5 pips. Versus if you're trading to ride these moves, then you're going to ride them. Because you're not going to get worried. Take it up top. You're not going to get worried about anything coming against you. You're not going to worry. Always got to do an example. This EU, you're not going to worry about this 15-minute super pink right here if this is how you study, because you got in above this orange line. Thankful again to BR, you got this 4 hour signal. It's not going to break this orange band. It's not. So You stay in and boom, you take the rest of your pips that you deserve. um, but yeah, just
See
you know,
how
we have to
beautiful was
study the
that,
way that
guys,
we want to
right?
trade.
Meaning, but this was beautiful. You know, the way you anticipated this move. The way you anticipated this move. He told you up front, guys, what he would be looking for so he could respect the number one trade. He's respecting the number one trade. So if you would respect the number one trade, well, here it's still telling you that not here, maybe here you could mess around with now, unless you are respecting the 8 hours. But on the EU, you still have this living arrow and the living candle. And sometimes this is all we look for is a situation where it'll get you in, even though you had maybe signals against you. But, you know, that trade taken right from the top made some sense, you know. But guys, really try and understand what this is all about, what this means. Okay, this link I gave you. Okay, addiction to random rewards. Okay, read it because you do not want to get addicted to something that you don't have proof over. If you don't have any proof over a certain system of yours, okay, like, you know, speaking of the random, not the random, but the of the sample trades of 20, right? Once you have a sample trade of 20, and let's say you've figured out that 17 or 18 out of 20 times it'll win, you should always stick to that plan. Even if it loses, you stick to that plan, because God forbid you start trading randomly the way the book describes, and you get rewarded once in a while here and there, and you get addicted to that type of trading. You're in it for meaning the markets will get you. They will get you, and it'll confuse you. So stick to a plan is, I think, what Kevin is trying to say. You know, stick to a plan. All we need is 5 pips a day to become a millionaire. You're not here
exactly.
to you know, overtrade. And you know, if you stick to what Kevin is saying, you too will become a master trader. Okay, so that's why I think this golden
You
ticket,
succeed every
right,
day.
Kevin, is maybe the best thing we've ever done. Yeah, go
It's
on.
beautiful.
Speak of
Yeah.
the golden ticket,
Beside the
and
hold on, the
yeah,
golden ticket is the best thing besides whenever everybody start doing the trading videos when they're teaching moving. That was the best thing that I could ever have because the screenshots for me were hard. So this right here, the moving videos, the active videos are awesome. I love it. But yeah, you guys, another thing that I wanted to say is entry. Um, your entry dictates a lot out of how long you could possibly stay in a move, or like, hey, you need to get out that move because you didn't take it at the highest point. If you're bouncing off an orange band on the 5, you got to be looking for 5 pips, maybe 10, versus bouncing off the 15 orange band. We're looking for 10 pips to 20 pips. We're not looking for that same 5 or 30 minutes. It goes even longer, but you have to get a good entry. You can't you can't take it off the orange line on the 5 and say, "Oh, well, I have a 4 hour and a 1 hour in my play." And then it breaks this bottom 5 minute band and you don't get out. No, you have to get out of that trade. You cannot stay in. You're not going to be good for a retracement. Versus if you're at the top, it's okay. You can let it reverse to this, then boom, you're still up. It doesn't go against you. I mean, so entry is definitely something that, you know, Kevin needs the 15 with it. What is that? The EU to go down? Yeah, the reason the EU is not going down is because this 30 minutes still here. Whenever the hour changes and that 30 minutes not active, then I think it'll go back down. But since that is active, I think that's the reason it's still going up. So once it touched this top of the orange with momentum, I would have wanted that that little red on the 30-minute to disappear with that momentum. And on GU, the reason it's going down so well is because it didn't have this 30-minute. It's appearing now, but with correlation, I think it's going to disappear with momentum and DX because UC might be going up a bit to touch the band, so that'll help it go down a little bit more. But that's not me knowing for sure. That's me flowing with the market and just seeing what it's giving. Because that's what we should do also. Nobody should expect anything out of the market, and do not become attached to any moves. Winners or losers. Do not become attached to a winner and let it become a loser. Follow everything that we have in play that lets you know to get out. And get out. Run for the hills. Take your pips. Don't be.
Oh, here it makes so much
greedy.
sense. It makes so much sense to not take the straight down because, you know, me too, I'm just realizing now you had a 15-30 correlation going up. The only thing, Kevin, that, you know, respecting what you were speaking of earlier, wanting to respect the number one strategy, is you need some signals. You can't go against living arrows, right? So it'll be interesting to see what happens on
Exactly.
a 15-minute signal or maybe a 30-minute signal. But right now, there's nothing telling you to especially when they're supers, right? You got a super 15.
Right. Yeah, that's why I was saying that I didn't see. That's why I didn't
Kevin,
believe it was going down, because that 30-minute was still active. So, but I wouldn't have taken
Kevin,
it up
speak to us of this
just with that
picture
little
that
red,
you
knowing
sent
that
me
it.
earlier.
Nice. Okay.
Okay,
The
hold
picture
on.
is showing.
Hold on. Let me find the picture. Hold on. Here it is.
I'm sure Anissa remembers.
Okay, so you sent me this, right? Can you explain this? Okay.
Sure.
What is this?
That is 80 pips that I took on the EU yesterday. Anissa was talking about whenever it was retracing and it came down to here, it was bouncing off of this 4-hour orange line, and it was this green candle right here, and it kept going up and down, and it didn't get the 4-hour signal yet. So when it went up to the top and it was near the 4-hour band, I was already in, and I took 30 pips right there. And then it retraced back down. And all I wanted was the ups because of what I seen. It bouncing off this 4-hour, the trend going up. That we had a 1-hour signal in our favor. It was like 2 candles back, but I hadn't got a new one, so I knew that it was strictly bouncing off the 15-minute road and going up. It came down, it broke the 15-minute orange line. A 15-minute popped up, and it was a small red. We had a 5-minute super on the 5-minute chart already. So with that 15 red coming back, the super on the 5-minute, the 4-hour stand above the 4-hour line, it broke. And it came all the way up to here. And that's when I got out. The move went for 107 pips though. I just didn't stay in that long. I took my 80 and to the hills. I actually had to go cut the grass. But that was a beautiful move, and the 1-hour came into play. The 4-hour came into play. I'm almost certain there had to been, I mean, this is probably the 8-hour. It came into play somewhere down here and banged the table. We had a daily. I mean, not a daily. But we had the daily going up also, and it banged. It was a heck of a move.
So Kevin, are you saying you're taking open TPs? Are you doing more of open TPs? Like, what is your risk ratio? How do you your stop losses? Speak to us of risk ratio.
I don't have
stop
a TP.
loss, take profits. Okay, really interesting. And why
mine
so?
is a little bit tight. Well, take profit. Ever since I came into the room, I always kind of wondered because before we were taking less pips. We were taking like 5 pips. Some people were taking 3, but our stop loss was 20. So I figured if I could lose 20 pips, I could definitely be on those moves that win 20 pips. So I just decided that I want to open my take profit, and it came with trials and tribulations. I didn't know. Sometimes I didn't know the boundaries. Sometimes I didn't know, like, okay, why is the move stopping or whatever. But that was because I had to learn support and resistance. That's why I tell everybody to learn that. Because once you do know where these moves are going, I mean, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to take 10, 20 pips because you know what's happening. And so I started to do open TP. I started to try to find my way, and it's going really well, especially with this 4 hour thing is just it blows my mind, BR. Like, thank you, man, because again, it plays out. There's a 4 hour, and guess what? It's not going above that 15. So that lets you know. And that 15 is farther away. You get out of your trade right there, let it retrace, and then take it again. Don't hold your trade all through that, because what if it breaks? Because it could. A 4 hour could come, or that 4 hour could have disappeared. So you just take those max pips. So what I do is I pretty much max all my moves out. And like I was saying earlier, it's about your placement. And yeah, Nisa, I know I'm at 5 right now. Um, that was a $400 trade yesterday. I don't know about that. That's a lot of money. I don't know,
Wow.
but it's soon to be raised a lot, man. I'm working on it. But like I was saying,
Wow.
dang, I
Wow.
almost
Wow.
almost lost my mind. But Anissa, not Anissa, but you guys, it's all about where you take it at. So, like I said, I have a tight stop loss, MT. My stop loss is 5 now. I wasn't gonna tell anybody for a couple months, but since you asked,
What?
must
What?
tell.
What?
But my
What?
stop loss is 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please.
So,
All
when I'm
right.
taking my
So
trades,
you're
I'm not
perfecting
taking
you're
them
perfecting
at
your
this orange
entries.
line.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. Yeah. So when I'm taking my trades, MT, I'm not taking my trades at this orange line. I'm not. Up here is where I like to take my trades, because whenever I take them open, and my stop loss is so tight, I want to ride my trades. So 1 to 1 is great, but whenever you can get, I mean, yesterday it was 580 pips. I don't know, that's a lot. Over 15, actually, 1 to 15 or something like that. That's amazing to me, and we can do that here, because if you just know where they're going, we know we have a 1 hour, we know we have a 4 hour, so we know that we're trying to take it off of this 15 orange band. We have a 1 hour, we don't have a 4 hour, so I don't know what's gonna happen, but I know a 4 hour needs to come over here because we have an 8 hour, so we could still trust it. But for me to guaranteedly stay into this trade with a retracement coming, I would need for a 4 hour to be on the GU. Same as the UC, wouldn't necessarily be taking the UC up. I'll be looking for it down now because we have these blues. But my entry is going to have to be at the top. It'll have to be somewhere up here to go down on the UC, because it's coming up for the last high is up here to me. And I don't know if it's going to push all the way up there, because it doesn't even have a 15-minute signal. And it's coming off of this 30-minute yellow right here. So the next 5-minute candle, I'll be looking for a 5-minute signal. The DX is, I mean, the minimum's still red right now. So that'll be a nice trade. And I would only take it at the high, because again, my stop loss is tight. 5 stop loss is very tight. So we're not allowing anything to go against us, and
Okay, so
we're just taking those trades.
yeah, meaning there's no room for mistakes with a 5 stop loss, right?
Right.
You can your entry, you're
Right. And
mastering your entry. Now, what is your take profit is
yes,
endless, right? You have an open take profit. Is that what I heard? Okay. So
open.
when do you
Right.
get out? What would tell you you're in a trade, okay? You're in a trade, you're up 10 pips, you're out, it's going for 15, it's going for 20, you're up 20 pips now. What will make you get out of this trade?
A band touch. It has to touch some kind of band. Like once this EU starts to go again, MT, the next exit would have to be for me is this orange line on the 4 hour. And if it keeps going and this 8 hour turns super yellow or something, which would generally make this daily turn super, then my next exit would be at this orange line. For further, the longer the band is where I'm looking to exit. Um, and stay with the active candles. So if this started to break down, this 4 hours start to break down, then yeah, you should get out there. But as long as it's strong and it's in your favor, you should stay in. Um, like I took the EU trade. I keep going to the EU because this is pretty much the only chart I watched today. So I took it up here. I didn't get out right here because that wasn't the reason yet. It hadn't touched this low right here on the 1 hour, and I still had my active 4 hour. It came up, gave me momentum DX from this orange band, so I kept it in. But once I kept it in, it broke down to here. That's when it reached this point right, this point of resistance on this 1 hour chart. And then this 15 came. It went up a little bit and it came back down. It did not break. I'm out. There's no reason to stay into that because it's reached a point of either it's going to keep on ranging up and down in this same area and not break this 15-minute, or it's just gonna keep going up a little bit. You never know. So whenever I reach a longer period band, that's whenever I decide to get out. Um, and that's generally what we're doing anyway, because whenever we get in with this 1 hour signal, we're not trying to get out because it broke the 5 minute band. If we got in at the bottom, we're trying to get out at the next long-term band in that direction. You get in with the 4 hour signal, you're trying to get to this 4 hour band, or this 8 hour band once you get this going down to here. You're not trying to short yourself. I want to get the max pips for whatever moves I get into because, like I said, I'm cutting back on moves. I'm not taking as many trades. So I definitely want to get the max, but I'm not attached to any moves. There's no attachments. You don't get attached. You just take it for what it's worth and get out and wait for the same setup. It typically gives you the same setup.
So it's been a month. You're saying it's 1 month or two that you have a
Right.
stop loss of 5. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
And the results are?
Yes, sir. It's been
So
it's been
you're probably, are
about
you
3 weeks.
losing more than you're winning? 3 weeks?
No.
And give us an
I'm not
example of how
even
many
really losing
trades
at
were
all.
taken in 3 weeks. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. With a 5 stop loss, you're hardly losing.
Check it out.
Like how many trades, Kevin? How many trades have been taken in the last 3 weeks, you would say, with this type of a strategy? And how many did you lose? I mean, Kevin is he's becoming the master of entries.
I don't. Right. Yeah, I don't. I can't pull up my MT4 for some reason because I got this. Oh, never mind. Hold on. Let me check it out. But I say I probably take about. I was taking about 10 to 15 trades a day. I've cut that back a little bit. Like I said, today I only took one. So, but
Okay.
probably.
So on average, in your last
That's
3
probably
weeks,
like
how many
50.
trades per day on average, Kevin?
I'm taking about 10 trades a day. This past week and a half, I've only taken 4 to 5 trades a day, and that's the route I'm deciding to go now. Is about
Okay.
that many trades, or however many
Okay.
successful trades I can see, because there's not very many moves where
Yeah.
they go 30, 40 pips. So since there's not a lot of those moves, then I know I need to cut back in my trading because me personally, I'm not really too much of a good bouncer, and because I want the longer moves. So it's not good for me to go for 3 pips because I want 5 if I'm going for 3, or I want 10 if I'm going
Okay.
for 5, So I'm only taking the longer moves, and it's helping me a bunch to where kind of like Anissa, because she's only taking the 10 pip moves. She's not taking the smaller moves, so that calls for less trades. And
That is phenomenal. And I love
yeah, I
what you
probably
just
take
said,
about
Kevin,
10 to
where you've told us that it's what the market gives you. You can't really just come in a room and say, I'm taking 5 trades if the markets could give you 10. And you can't come in a room saying, I'm going to take 5 trades when you really just got one great setup that you trade, because we're trying to be, as much as possible, mechanical traders. We need to become mechanical traders. And I think the
right,
golden ticket is the only way, guys. It's the only way that could turn you into a mechanical trader. So if the setup is there, you trade. If it's not there, you don't trade. So you need to stop thinking that you need to trade so many times a day, but more like thinking whatever the market
right,
gives you, you will trade. That's how I think the mindset needs to be changed.
exactly.
So you're saying all these trades, Kevin, all these trades with a 5 stop loss, you hardly lost. See, I would have expected something like,
Every single
50
one.
trades, MT, I lost 50. But it's such a tight stop loss, I would expect something like, I lost 25, I won 25, but I made 1,000 pips, is what I thought you were going to
Right,
maybe share with us. But instead, you've become a master of entries. That is, like, I'm blown away, Kevin, man.
right.
Kudos to you, bro.
It's all
Phenomenal.
about it's all
So
your
keep
signals,
on
MT. I
speaking to
mean,
us about.
your room's showing us everything that we need to know. I mean, it's showing us everything. Like now, honestly, if a 1 hour up comes, this 4 hour will leave on the EU. So EU is turning into a good uptrade, but need that 4 hour to leave. GU is going to be great because it never got a 4 hour and it's bouncing off this 1 hour. Bouncing off an orange line with trend with a 5 and a 15. Come on now, golden ticket. That's what I mean, MT. Like, I don't think it's me,
Crazy.
MT.
Yeah.
It's more of this
Well,
room. It's more of this place that's turning me into
it's
this, and it's
crazy.
all about the way that we practice. So whenever I say that, I am studying a 5 stop loss. Whenever I study every single day, I'm not studying 10. And whenever I trade for pips, I'm not going for 5. I'm trying to literally sit there most of the session that I'm studying and being one trade because I waited for it to bounce off that perfect, you know, perfect place. And I'm just bouncing and I'm not expecting anything. I'm just flowing with the market. But if I get 100 pips, hey, I get 100 pips. So I think
So,
that's
so,
how we should
so,
flow. Everybody
I'm
should just
listening
flow
to
with the
you,
market.
Kevin. So I'm listening to you, Kevin, and I know they're all your heroes. All the MTs in the room, they're all your heroes. But I particularly think you are leaning more towards a Anissa way of trading. Am I correct?
Right.
Where she just hawks this thing and
Exactly,
sees
MT.
that perfect
That's it.
thing
That's it.
and nails it. She takes because go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's the women, MT. The women know what's going on, MT. Anissa, Mercy, they both trade this way. They both do. And they freaking kill
Okay.
their moves. So you can't go away from that. And I mean, even Jazz friend is killing these same moves now. So hey, flow with the market and
Yeah, yeah,
find the
yeah, yeah.
perfect
Because
entries
Jazz Fran
and
started.
flow with it perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. Because you noticed before, Jazz Fran was always, taking these like 3, 5 pip moves. Now all of a sudden he's got, he's sharing these 15 pip moves, 20 pip moves. So like, of course the broker's not as happy, right? The broker's probably calling him up, say, "Hey, bro, what
A
happened to you,
hundred and
man? You
thirty
were giving us
pips.
so many trades a day. Now you were giving us so many trades a day. Now you're only
Exactly, MT. You
taking
don't
a
want
few, so they're kind of worried. Maybe go on.
right? Because I swear they raised the commission, MT. I swear they raised it. So less trades, you don't have to give them as much money.
Yeah. Well, I love it. I mean, guys, listen. Do you have any questions for Kevin? I think we covered quite a bit, but you know, if there's anything we didn't cover, now's your
Yeah.
chance. Now's your chance to ask, you know, Kevin, the sniper, master trader. All right.
Anything, you
Wow.
guys, anything, man. It's always
I'm
so
glad
great to
I
be
had
here,
you
you
on.
guys. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Thank you for having me here,
So
MT, man.
what
It's
do you
always an honor, to
suggest
come
a
on,
newbie does?
especially whenever I get to have a conversation with you. What do I
Oh,
suggest a
really?
newbie
Well,
does?
you know,
Um,
I'm flattered. I'm humbled. Yeah, you know, this is what I want you to leave them with, okay? Pretend there's a newbie that comes here for the first day. It's his first day in the room. What would you tell him to do?
um, hello, newbie. Welcome to your first day in the room. What I would tell you to do is find the trend, and once you find the trend, try to stay with the trend. And the only reason that you should ever go against trend is whenever you have active arrows on the 1 hour. And whenever you do, you're not staying committed. You're only taking it to this orange line and active arrows on the 4 hour. And the only way you stand in is to the orange line or to the 1 hour. A new 1 hour signal comes. It's going back with trend at that point. So I would stick to trend and I would stick to 1 and 4 hour directions. So if you're a newbie, you would be looking at the EU because EU is cool for some reason. I'm stuck on it today. But you'd be looking for it to go down because you have a 4 hour, you have a 1 hour. The up is cool. It's cool. And it did give pips. What I say earlier, if it goes 20, 30 pips, that's cool. But I would be trying to take it down because of this 1 and 4 hour. And if I never got that, then it'd be cool. I wouldn't trade that day. But if you do get that, you take it. And the only reason you take this back up now, newbie, is whenever you get this 1 hour up and it's on the head. Since you have it, you'll get a 15 on the head and you have a 5 minute super. We're not taking it just off a little red. And that is the way that I would trade. 1 and 4 hour direction and kill it. I would figure out the support and resistance, like I always say, and that's basically what the arrows are letting you know anyway. It's taking you to a band. So figure out which band it's taking you to and exit at that band. Trailing stop loss at that band. Don't be attached to your trade ever, newbie. Whoever I'm talking to in this world, never be attached to your trade. Have zero attachments whenever you're trading. Trade with as little emotions as you can. And like MT says, be mechanical. I mean, look at that. You're getting your high arrows. You still have you had this
Now
one
tell me
hour.
why the GJ
We didn't
went
hold our
up.
trade because it
Kevin,
didn't stay.
Kevin, after everything you just explained,
Um,
tell me why the GJ went up.
the GJ went up because we still have this 4 hour. We never got a 4 hour. Look, BR, look at this, man. Look at this 15. Tell me which 15 went under there. None. None. Not even one. So I would have taken no downs, MT. None. And I would have took it up. Right here. Right there. We have a super on the
Which
15. That's why I
number
would have
is
took the
this
small red
trade?
up. That's
Based on the golden
look for
ticket,
trending
which
pairs
number
and
is
bounce
this
off
trade
orange line.
on the GJ?
Number I would say a number 2, but also depending on where you got it in at MT, it could be a number 3. And I'm thinking it'll cook up to a number 1 because we'll get an active 1 hour here, I believe. And it'll keep smashing through there.
Very good.
And that's a good move. I gotta turn my head to the right a little bit.
Well, it's a that was a great answer, Kevin, because it is a number 2, and within this number 2, you had a number 3. Okay, and yes, maybe it's cooking up to become
Right.
also a number 1 if it just keeps shooting up. So, like everything he said about, you've got these active arrows that will work and take you to the orange line, and once you are so close to an orange line, then look for something to take you up. And this was an incredible trade that you could have taken almost 20 pips. Well, no, there was 20 pips. There was a total of 20 pips in just a few minutes. That is phenomenal, Kevin. That was a phenomenal explanation
That's ridiculous.
of what kind of trade
It's your
DJ
room,
was.
MT. It's your room. What's up, BR?
Also, are you saying that the membership price should go up?
It could, MT, but you might not be able to reach everyone that needs reaching.
Not now.
It might be a little hard for everybody to get help. Yeah, it might be a little hard, MT.
Get it.
Got 15 so far.
All right, guys. So,
Skull,
any questions? Has anybody sent any questions for you, Kevin?
Entering at the top band. Yeah, Skull's saying something. That means you only enter at the start of a new candle if it has a candle, because otherwise the candle pushed down before an arrow shows. So entry would be 3-4 pips later. For example, the EU shows a 15-minute red down. Skull, my answer to that is, if you're anticipating this move, then you would have been looking to get in off of this 15-minute orange. So pretty much whenever momentum hit and you're up here in this area and you're in a psychological number, so it'll push back down strong with the direction it's already going with these 1 and 4 hours, then I'll be looking to go down. But it all starts for me, Skull. What I would do if I was you is pay attention more to these long-term arrows. So whenever it reaches a point and you got these arrows in your favor, 4 hour again, because the 4 hour is showing so much. I mean, just look at this GC. I'll go to GJ, because this 4 hour was lovely too. It hasn't broken past this 15-minute orange line at all. So you just anticipate every time. Once it pierces through here, whenever you get a 5-minute signal or whenever you get momentum, you're looking to take that sucker up. No hesitation, no none of that. You're looking to go up because that's what it's going to do. Same right here. Once it pierced on this super peak and it smashed through on this one right here, on this 15-minute, that's perfect. And that's an open TP one. And you're in that. It broke the band. What do you do now? You got this little red. Do you get out on a little red? You got a new 15-minute signal coming. I don't think I'll get out. How many pips is up? 20 pips from where it's at. Probably be at 18. So you're probably like 15 right now or so. I don't think I would get out at this orange line on this 5. I think I would hold it because it's just a small red. And I'm going with this active 30-minute. You got this 4 hour, and I'm hoping that an active 1 hour comes. So at this point, this 5-minute pierce on this orange band could be your entry and momentum, So pretty much just figure out where you want to go and in the direction you want to go and figure out where it's going, because there's always a point in the charts where it doesn't break it. And find out where that is, get you a line, and decide whenever it goes up there, I'm going down. Every time it goes up there, I'm going down. Guaranteed 5 to 10 pips if you're bouncing off of that, off the orange for sure. But never buy at the bottom. Never buy at the top and never sell at the bottom and kill it. Hope I answered you, Skull. My bad for kind of rambling a little bit.
Very good.
Something about these charts, they get me talking.
Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful.
MT, look at this. Look at. You're
All
waiting
right.
for your down. You're waiting for your down. You're waiting for your up. You're waiting for your down. Oh my God. You're waiting for that. That's what you're waiting for.
And that's what you
This
were
is a super
anticipating.
on this 5 minute.
You
That's it, MT. That's it. That's it.
And what is
It's not breaking
what
past
is the
that 15-minute
euro?
orange
What kind of a
line.
trade is the
It's
euro?
not.
Is it a 1? Is the euro 1, a 2, or a 3?
Could be a one depending on how you're looking at it. If you want to say you took it off the 4 hour, but to me, I'm taking it as a bounce off the orange road with the trending direct. Look, and we got a new
Right.
15. Oh my God, you guys, this is a great move right here.
But this is what it
Anybody
means.
wants to know a great move? That's beautiful,
This is what this means.
right, MT?
This is what this means. When we're saying trade 1 hour and 4 hour direction with living arrow and living candle, this word trade means exactly what you just said. So when you have the arrow, okay, you want to go the same way as the arrow. So trade, therefore, you need to make a plan. Your plan, Kevin, since the start was MT. I still like the story here. So what I will do is have it go up to the orange line and then get myself something to take you down. So that's what trade stands for
Right.
in the equation. Okay, you don't just look at an arrow and say, oh, I got a living arrow. Meanwhile, you have this and this, and in you go. That's not what that means. What it means, trade means, is that the setup is there. Now, let me look at my entries based on these shorter timelines. And your plan was to let it go to the orange road on the 15 or even at the 30, and then look for something that made sense for you to take it
Bang
down.
the
This trade was a
table.
beautiful
Oh
trade, Kevin.
God.
Okay, there it is.
Who's gonna do those push-ups for GU though? Because it's fixing to break that band. MT, man. Woo! What do you have here, MT? What do you have here, man? Gosh, and you see, I'm just flowing with I'm
Well,
just flowing, MT. That's all I'm doing here. It's just flowing. I seen this. BR seen
well,
I know BR seen
this
this.
is what
We
makes
know
me
it's not
happy,
going
Kevin.
skull. We just anticipate it. And one more skull, if to know
Tell me
before this
something.
15 came out, God, look at GU. What's up, MT?
Yeah, tell me, Kevin, tell me how this is impacting your life. How is it changing your life? Meaning, if you did not have this, okay, if you did not have this, what were you going to be doing with your life as far as career is concerned?
Nice. Yeah, MT. This is impacting and going to impact my family enough to where it can make a grown man cry. It can make me weep. A little bit more than crying. Because it's unlimited. I can do anything that I want to in the world with this. I've started. You have to visualize stuff. And I plan on being ridiculously wealthy because of your room, MT. So I've even started looking up jets. Have any of you guys looked at a jet? The things that they have on them now? That's ridiculous to me. So the room is unlimited. It's going to create generational wealth in my family, MT. I am going to in place
So this
ownership in
is
my
taking you
family.
away from what?
We
But it's taking you away from
well, what I
what,
did
Kevin?
before,
Meaning,
I did electrician
if you
work.
didn't have this,
I did electrician work.
okay.
Electrician work. I worked in. There's a plant. We have plants down here, chemical plants. So that's where I would be if I didn't have trading. And like I said yesterday, that was a $400 trade, and that would have been about 2 3 days of work. You know what I mean? Depending on what site you're on, or depending on how
Right.
much you're getting paid. So I mean, that's that's how, and I made that in 2 hours. I took one trade to make that, and I didn't stress about it or anything. Versus, I'm in Texas also, so it's very hot out here. People are dropping dead because of the heat. So I'll be working out in the heat for about 10 to 16
Oh,
hours every day, MT, and so this is going to change my life, and
wow.
I say it again, my family's life, MC.
So
This
this is
is
a
generational
lifesaver
right
for
here,
you.
and I take it as serious. Yeah, it's a life changer, MC. It's gonna change lives. The family's gonna be able to say, "Oh, thank you, MT, for having this room because of what I'm able to do." One of my everybody's gonna have me on a picture of me on their fireplaces, MT. The man, the great grandfather, Kevin the Sniper, did this for us. It's like, it's crazy to me, MT. And I mean, you can't even talk about this place with regular minded people because it's so far off, and the things that we can do here is ridiculous. I mean, to buy a house is a big thing, but whenever you can go and buy somebody else a house, MT, that's what I'm talking about, MT. Creating that ownership now. That's what I'm talking about. So man, I just love this place so much, MT. I mean, I can't wait to meet everybody because it's don't try to shake my hand. It's all big hugs here, man. I got to give everybody a big old hug, man, because this place is unbelievable and everybody helps. There's nobody that ever will tell you no. I mean, the only thing that I will say no to is if you ask me for a direct trade, like, can I take it now? It's hard for me to give that call because I don't want you blowing your account because you could raise that value because the MT gave you a call, and I don't want to be that MT that gave you the call that makes you blow your account. So other than that, I mean, I'm here. I'll do one-on-ones. I'll come on whenever I need to. If anybody asks, it just, I want to do my part because everybody here has done theirs for me. Um, Jazz helping all the time. BR is unbelievable. Mercy, Anissa, Julian. Get to talk to Julian on the phone. That's awesome. So it's just like everybody plays their part here. We're like the biggest team ever. So it's just awesome to be here, MT, man. I don't understand how you
Wow.
created this, but man, the family we have here now is awesome, MT. I thank you every day, man, because what you're doing and what you have yet to do, it's gonna change our lives.
Hmm. All right, so we have one last question, Kevin. Before I start taking my handkerchief out of my pocket, let's answer Mirella's question. She
Man,
says, "How long was it? How long was it before you started becoming successful?" But there's one thing I need to add to this, Mirella. He started 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we did not have what you have now, Mirella. Okay?
right,
We did not have the uh, paper trading videos, okay, and so on and so forth. So it could be that Kevin maybe started seeing success a little later on because of, just really learning in the
right,
class live. All right, so what we've done just
exactly,
recently,
MT,
Mirella, I'd say it's about 3-4 months, okay, we've managed
right,
to cut down, to give you a shortcut, okay? What would have taken maybe 6 months to figure out, because the only place you would ever learn how to do this is in the class, live class itself. But now you can learn on recorded sessions. So if it took Kevin six
right,
months in the past because of what we had available, and we had no golden ticket, guess how old the golden ticket is? The golden ticket is what, a month old. It's a month old. So what used to be 6 months for you to become successful, you could now do it in a few months, maybe a few weeks. Okay?
right,
So I think I
exactly.
answered that
Not to
question
mention,
quite right?
Right. Yeah. MT's. There wasn't even motion videos whenever I started either. You know, the the way this room has changed for the greater is amazing to me because it wasn't always like this. And like you say, we had to learn pretty much on in live in the room. And whenever Jazz would tell us about doing the super pinks and stuff, yeah, we would understand, but do you take this super pink or that super pink or this super pink? So whenever we're able to start getting these motion videos where they're explaining and the video's live too, that's a completely game changer right there that the newbies have and that they're able to see because we had to learn trial and error and you know that can come with emotions also. You know, you could kind of feel weird. We're trying to make that curve not happen for you guys to where you don't have to learn all the bad habits. You know, you don't have to go back and start tearing apart habits and ripping those habits out of your book and leaving those in the past because you use those habits to try to figure out what the market was doing. You know, because you can develop habits by learning. So the room's totally different now, needless to say, versus how it was whenever I first started. And it's changed for the greater. I mean, it's ridiculous. And yeah, it pretty much sums it up. MT hooked it up.
All
You know,
right,
I
guys,
didn't even have
that's
to
it.
say
That's
anything, but I
all.
just want to let you know that heck yeah. You guys, thank you
All
so much
right.
for having me on. I hope that
Go
I
on. I know I
helped
interrupted.
anybody
Yeah, go
out that
on.
needed it. So if you need me, you guys, I'll be in the chat role whenever I'm there. And dude, let's just flow with these markets. Let's not try to beat the markets up. Let's not try to come in the room wanting or needing 1,000 pips. Let's just flow with the markets, you guys, and just, you know, flow. Everybody, y'all have a great day, man. I hope everybody scored some pips, man, because there was some moves out there today. MC, thank you for having me on, man. You are awesome, MC. You are awesome. Everybody have a great day. Study it up, man, because we definitely need to study it up. Every day needs to be better. Tomorrow's going to be better than today because we're studying today, you know. So let's have a great one, man. I love all you guys. Kevin the Sniper is out.